Hey everybody, we've got a special video today. We are going to be watching my first person view off the stream playing against Zest in this week's EPT Weekly. And I will be reviewing, making fun of myself, and also taking massive delight in any success I have because Zest is literally stomping the best Zerg players in the world right now. I'm not quite the best Zerg in the world, so let's unmute it and have a listen. Looking very focused, very serious.
Good luck, have fun, Zerg.
All right. Not a bad map. Don't know if I'd play Solar style. I haven't tried it yet, so even though it looks good. The Mass Queen Ravager Bane. Don't think I want to bring that out against Mr. Zest. I'm hoping Zest has the same shitty Stargate positioning of stats and trap, which means this Overlord can just come straight in, see the thing, see the Stargate, and then just go home. Yeah, a lot of the Korean Protosses are always putting that in a really predictable position, because they just have no fear at the moment of anything. And they're giving away free information, which is awesome. So Zerg, we want to take advantage of that. Alright, as soon as the first probe comes in, we're probably going to go silent into super focus. So you can see I'm sending my drone straight to my third base to make sure. We knew he was going to try and block us. Back to block that. So we're going to take a 17 hatch on the third. If you want that to still be a 16 hatch, you can do it. You've just got to send the drone out super duper early. I tend to just send it out a little early, and then what I do is I basically just say, oh, if I see a probe coming in, I queue one extra drone, and I just go build that third on 17. We still do an 18 gas 17 pool, and you're going to see that Zest is going to do some harassment here. So we're always going to just pull a drone, and he's going to try and interrupt my mining.
I accidentally did that one supply late there.
And I accidentally built my spawning pool one supply late because I'm nervous. I built an extra drone, so I did an 18 pool. It's meant to be 18 gas 17 pool. That's all right.
If you want to, you can leave my minerals behind. But if you don't leave, and if you don't leave, then you're no friend of mine. Get the fuck out of my base. Get the fuck out of my base. And get the fuck out, get the fuck out, get the fuck out of my base. Get the fuck out of my base.
I hope you guys like my song. This is my song I sing to all the Protoss players. Special song, has a place in my heart. The song is called Get the Fuck Out of My Base, and a lot of Zergs are a fan. Wow, great song, Pig. This may be the secret to actually defending. That might actually be the secret. Oh my god, you can already see me bopping up and down in the corner. I'm so excited because I'm playing Zest. I'm so excited, holy shit. Oh my god, look at the intensity in my eyes. Oh my god, I want to beat him so badly. I would feel so, like it's not even beating him. If I can just like play a good game or two against him.
A new queen has emerged.
I'd be very proud. Okay, so I'm just adjusting my Overlord positioning. You can see I've sent two lings across the map.
Overlord a little early. That's okay.
Now, I was random, so he's done a weird pylon positioning where I know he's built his tech at his natural. So I'm just going to run in here and see, oh yeah, it's a Stargate. We'll try to split the lings up. He should be able to probably hunt that one down, but we're just keeping the other Overlord back. And because I've seen Stargate and it's Zest, I know he's going Void Rays, so I've pulled every Overlord way back to safety. You just got to, don't give them any free kills. Even having early vision of Oracles or Void Rays coming in, just not that important. And I'm trying to build a few extra Zerglings here. So if he goes for the quick 3-minute 50 third, I want to try and
on my extra dudes.
Make sure I deny it, but I'm also safe against 2 Adepts coming across the map. So having just like 8-10 Zerglings out right now is going to help with that. We're building a few extra Overlords.
And see what's up.
Yeah, we're going to split some Zerglings up. See if that guy comes in, just check. And I go, oh, that's an Oracle. So he might already have a Void Ray out, but he's going Oracle, so I'm dropping Spores now. A little bit earlier than I normally would, but I don't know if that Oracle's about to pop on it, so better safe than sorry. And we see a Void Ray on the right-hand side. It just went into my Overlord vision, but Overlords have longer sight range than Void Ray. So he barely missed my Overlord on the right of the map that's trying to hide in the corner right now, so I'm really lucky. Now, the Zerglings need to get out there and go check what the hell's going on, because it's already past 4 minutes. So if I was going to commit to this, I would have liked to build maybe 3 or 4 more pairs of Zerglings and get over there already, because now he's going to have an Adept wedged up in the third base pylon, and there should be no way to cancel it. He might even have 2 Adepts there. So not bad defense. Lucky. Oh, he doesn't have an Adept in the wall. No, click on the pylon, dude. Pig! Click on the pylon.
A new queen has
I
emerged.
could have got in around the pylon so that he couldn't warp in there. But you know what? That's actually really good. I get us around on the adept. We kill that. I'm kind of, at this point, wondering if there's 2 adepts on the map. Because I'm like, why don't you have adepts there? And if 2 adepts come in, I mean, I'm
Our
building a
forces
few
are
extra
under
zerglings for
attack.
safety. But I'm mostly just droning, spreading creep. His oracle did come back and kill them. But I killed a couple of adepts, forced a few warp-ins. I'm feeling okay about this. And we want to just keep using zerglings for making sure adepts don't sneak across the map, maybe pick off a probe or 2. And you can see I'm going really fast into lots of gases and my lair. Now that's because my standard way of playing against these void ray openings,
Void rays yet.
and I need to confirm if he's, I was just saying
We
I need to
have met
confirm
the
if he's going
enemy in
extra void
combat.
rays.
Okay, he's building them. He's building them.
And I go, yeah, okay, he is building void rays. I had to check that. I like to go really quick Hydra Bane, and that just gives you this very powerful map control and push timing. Now, against most players, I can just kill them. I was a
Our
bit slow
forces are
starting my
under attack.
Hydra Den this game, though, so if I was going to kill the 3rd, I needed to be beelining towards that even harder and faster. What I realized after this match is I still have a good Hydra Bane timing, and it gives me good map control, but I should have had another plan afterwards. So what would have been really cool, I think this is good, just 6 gases, just a little under mineral saturation on some of these bases, because it's all about getting across the map and trying to F them up before they get charged and
He's going to try and
sidestorm.
cancel the 4th. 4th will be down here.
We know he's going to try and cancel the 4th
A
on the
new
left,
queen
so we
has
go to take the
emerged.
4th in the bottom right. That's something I'm really proud of, is that I always do that, and I always shit on pro gamers for not doing it, because they always get their 4th sniped by Zest 2 to 3 times in every game. So that's something, yeah. Oh, I had a drone sitting next to the gas there. Oh my god, look how intense my eyes are right now. Holy shit. To be fair, for me playing against someone as good as Zest, this is like the most relaxed pig you'll ever see.
A new queen has emerged.
I'm just like, I want to beat him so badly. I want to beat him. All right, so we're getting our 2nd Hydra upgrade queued. We're into Hydra production now. We have the 4th base on the way. Notice that Zergling in the middle is looking for the Void Ray rotation. I'm like, is he going to the right of this map to try and snipe that base or not? Like, where are those Void Rays at? So I'm really
He's going
trying
to
to figure out
real soon,
where he is.
because that's what Zest does, and that's what our attack timing is as well. Okay.
Yeah, he kind of snuck over here. And I was like, damn it.
Our base is under
I
attack.
really don't want to lose that hatchery, and I'm like, oh, I think I'm going to lose it, man. But then I realized, actually, my Hydras were close enough. My Queens were kind of covering the main, so my Hydras were out here. And I normally go Muscular Augments first. That's the Hydra movement speed upgrade. But it looks like
Evolution
it's
complete.
not quite done. It kicks
Our
in
base
just a
is
few
under
seconds
attack.
late to chase them down. Now, he does an interesting Void Ray split here, where he's attacking multiple positions. Notice we started the extractor, he clicked it, so I cancelled it before he could get the kill. And I go, okay, Queens and Spores will defend here, but now I'm hoping he tries to take a 4th
We have
base.
met the enemy.
And we can
in
see his
combat.
Void Rays are there, he's cleared it up. I'm like, okay, can't do it, come out with your army so I can kill you. But then I realized, shit, his Oracle sees me moving across the map, so this is gonna give him a heads up. But luckily, he's a little slow to retreat. Bam! Hydras come in, grab those Void Ray kills, and I'm a little antsy because I don't know what else is behind it. But we see, okay, he's waiting for Psystorm, but it shouldn't be ready yet. Now, I arguably could have shoved up his ramp here. Oh, we try to target down his High Templar. We get another Void Ray. This is like really good damage.
Our
But
forces
I
are
pull
under
back,
attack.
scared of those charge lots. We gotta wait for these Banelings. Now, this is the point where, since he didn't go for a 4th and we went for a bigger macro version, I wish I had more Overlords building. I'm supply blocked. If only I could drone my 4th and actually
cluster
queue up some
depleted.
Baneling drops right now while still threatening the front. That is like such a good way here, saying, look, if you're pinned on
We
3
have met
base,
the
I can
evolution
drone a
point.
4th, get double Evo chamber, which I still haven't started because I'm nervous and I'm playing Zest. I want to kill more stuff. So I'd like to actually get a proper trade off
Mineral
here.
field
But
depleted.
baiting out Psystorms like that is really good. And he comes a little far forward into the
Forces
open.
are under attack.
Notice I'm spreading out, but what I'm worried about,
spread.
yeah, he's
The mineral
spreading his
field
units
has been
out. He won't let me
depleted.
surround them. And his zealot count is growing. So I'm like, okay, screw this. Let's go home. I wish I'd already built another
Evolution
20 drones.
complete.
So I could just now play defensive Hydra Bane for a while and just keep trying to do drops and run-bys. But I'm just a little bit slow. I'm gonna try to take a 5th. I misclick it. No, I need to replace it because I placed it on the wrong spot. Now, what's really cool at this point in this game is Zest is gonna realize, okay, my 4th is like late. This Zerg's actually got
We have
pretty good
met the
macro
enemy in
situation,
combat.
but I've got a sick army now. And he now does some of the best charge lot splits you guys have ever seen. He's just like, all right, I'll
drones
attack
are
left,
under
I'll attack your
attack.
right. But look at that. He splits 2 zealots to try to blow the banelings up.
I'm like, God damn it, man, can you not?
Evolution complete.
And he comes down here, he wipes out that mineral line in like a second. I'm like, okay, you're gonna pay a price for that. You will lose most of those zealots. But then look at this. These guys on the left are coming back in. I'm like, okay, that's okay. Against most Protoss players, you will catch these zealots at one point and you'll kill a bunch of them efficiently. But look at the way he just keeps evading me actually sealing the deal on any of those zealot runways. And I always feel like Hydra Bane should be the scarier army at this point. But Zest is so good. He's like, oh, that's cool. I'll just like bring my Void Rays and Storm over here. So I'm like, oh, okay, I need a lot more army on the right. But at the same time, little do I realize, because he's got this map control and I'm droning, I'm a little slow to get that economy up. He's already got these zealots coming back in. Just when I think I'm going to kill them all with Banelings, he backs off. I'm like, dude, can you stop microing so well? And I don't have any speed banes on the right. Without speed banes, I can't clear his Psystorm. In the middle of the map, there's a ton of zealots running through as well. I'm like trying to counterattack on the left. And I'm like, okay, this should work out. So that's finally the first time I got a good Hydra Bane trade against him. But look at this. There's more zealots on the far left of my minimap. His army on the right did pull back. I didn't end up losing the drones. Oh, wait, he's back on the right and the left at the same time. And I am now experiencing an eight-legged octopus pro gamer with such sick control. His zealots in the middle, army on the right takes out the fourth. These zealots, I'm like, okay, let's kill this army. It's just zealots. Cool, we can finally fuck this army up. I look back and I'm like, he brought Storm. He brought Storm. Okay. The moment where I'm like, I've never seen someone multi-prong Psystorm Zealot Archon push this frigging well before. I'm getting the experience of eight armed, 6 times my control, 8 times my control, pro gamer APM, pro gamer micro. Zest is best, and he is just pushing into me on both sides simultaneously. And I am getting absolutely overwhelmed and crushed. The way he took control of the map. Did you see my little tongue wiggle there? I'm trying to micro as hard as I can. I'm bopping up and down in my chair. The adrenaline's pumping. But adrenaline does not make up. No upgrades for me. 1500 MMR gap. What an absolute monster. Probably way better than I would normally expect a game to go against Zest. I'm proud of myself though. That's better than I committed pretty hard, but I think I needed to bait him out. So there's 2 things I got torn between there, and I wasn't sneaky enough. So the way you want to do this is you want them to move out to the 4th so you can trap their army. That's how you win games. Because otherwise you can't fight into the layers of batteries. Like you're never going to be able to kill the Void Rays. You can just keep pulling them back behind more shield batteries. So obviously I stopped at a pretty low work account, 63, made 20 Hydras, bunch of Ling Bane, and just went. Because I didn't want to let him get static defense up on his 4th, but notice how just well he's set up here. I wonder if I could have headbutted in, but he's got so many cannons and batteries. Like part of me is like, maybe I should have tried to just headbutt that ramp. I don't know, dude. It's scary. It's so hard to go in there. The Void Rays. Yeah. I snapped a lot of Void Rays, man. He built like 8 or 9. I've killed like 4 of them at this point. This was a perfect timing, actually. And his Oracle and his Storm's not quite ready. It's like you're right. An argument for me just shoving here, but I know the power of cannon battery and these Zealot Warpins, and I kind of pussied out and tried to drone up, but I wasn't able to drone straight away, and I didn't have Evo. Let me hold you right there, Pig. Okay, so let's mute myself. I think I'm absolutely right. The natural ramp was the weak spot. That is a layer of cannons and batteries on the 3rd base. I don't think I can possibly break through that. If we take a look at that battery cannons on the 3rd. This natural, though, and notice it's just before charge and +1 finishes, and all my Banelings are coming in. If I could just fight right now, run up that natural ramp, as long as that stasis trap doesn't get me, which I've got an Overseer, I should be right, kill the battery first, then kill the cannon, the Zealots, and the Void Rays are going to be really annoying. They're going to do damage to you there, but if you can then just get your army into the natural, I think his Psystorm was far enough away. I think I had a window there. There was a sliver of hope. I think there was a moment in time. I agree, Big. I think you could have done it, but you know what? It's just game 1. I like the idea of this push, but I think I want to be macroing behind it. So the 60, 65 drone Hydra Bane to deny the 4th, get position, but I want to already have Baneling drops getting ready behind that Overlord speed. I want to be going up to double upgrades, 80. All right, so I'm kind of going over all that stuff I already talked about. Let's skip through the VOD now and see. We're going to go into Death Aura Map 2. And you know what? I think pretty proud with how he played that game. I really do think there's a lot of potential with getting up to Hydra Bane quickly against these very predictable Stargate Protosses right now. I think there's a big thing that's being missed where a lot of players are playing far too safe because they're taking their 4th base in bad locations and they're trying to get up too many spores and queens too early. Because of that big mineral investment, they're getting the Hydras out really slow. So what I've seen is a lot of what I feel is sloppy build-ups to Hydra-Bane. On the other hand, I think it's also because at the pro level, the players are mixing in a little bit more of that that sort of aggressive play that punishes the quick Hydra-Bane. So the players are more paranoid about that. I personally, though, as an observer, notice the Protoss players are being very predictable right now. And if the Zergs start being a bit smart enough to mix in some really quick Hydra-Bane, I do think the style I'm playing here has a lot of potential. Talked to a few Zerg pros about it. They've been very unimpressed. They've just been like, nah, Pig, nah. But they've also kind of said, oh, we haven't really tried it. So they haven't really been like, that's bad. They haven't really had a reason. They're just like, some of us do big macro 80 Hydra-Bane, but no one's really talking about it. So anyway, let's take a look at this next game.
It'd be funny if I didn't have battle game. I'm pretty sure I did have it.
I think I was just talking about how I was like, oh, do I not have Hydra range?
He might just adept printer me as well, to be honest. So keep your eyes open for that.
All right, worried about the adept printer. Yeah. So you're going to see, just trying to do a normal game again. But what I wanted to do this game was get up to the Hydra-Bane and play it a bit differently from there. I think this is the classic example. If you're playing someone way better than you
go there,
and you're hoping to just beat their super stock standard thing by kind of going into it with an idea of how to counter it. And I'm like, oh, sweet. He's not blocking me. I get to put my natural down. Awesome. This is a bit of an easier start for me. This is awesome. And I'm so thinking about Hydra-Bane. And he's like, hey, buddy, just having a scout. And I was like, oh, he wouldn't cannon rush.
He can cannon rush, right?
I was like, oh, he can cannon rush technically, but I doubt he would. And then I'm like, oh, really? Oh, he's trying to get an easy win because he knows I'm bad. What he doesn't realize is I am one of the best cannon rush defenders out there when it comes to pulling drones. A lot of people would look at this and say there's no way you can crack that. What they don't realize is there's no way to kill the cannons in time, but you can kill the pylons powering them. This is something I've talked a lot about. I've been really critical of a lot of pros who haven't realized this, and they've lost to a lot of cannon rushes when they should have been able to hold it. So he's just locked some drones in there with the cannon. He thinks that's going to kill it. What he doesn't realize is I'm not going to focus on killing the cannons as much as just depowering everything, clearing this whole thing out. And I've already killed one probe. As long as I cut this other probe off from a brutal positioning, notice this top drone. Yeah, I'm just shutting it down. Cannons are gone. Back to mining. So the cannon rush gets held there. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think I'm massively ahead after this, but that was just a
There's a reason I always criticize Solo when he dies to this, guys. It's because
I'm pretty good at using my workers. I'm pretty good. Shut up and focus. Stop gloating, Pig.
After that, I don't know. I pulled a shitload of stuff, man.
You can see psychologically, I already counted as a win.
That wasn't cheap.
My spawning pool's incredibly late because I had to build a lot. I kept building drones.
Your hatchery is so late, dude.
And I pulled a lot of stuff. His Nexus will be delayed. His tech will be massively delayed, but it creates a weird follow-up from here. So what I've got to pay attention to as a player is really continuing to
straight up dying. I'll tell you that much.
To scout.
So he gets his Nexus down. So we're going to start mining gas pretty quickly here. You know what? I actually don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that. So what I'm talking about gas mining because I'm thinking about getting tech up, going to the next stage. But since I don't even have my queen started yet, that's not important.
So late.
Now, one problem here is my overlord's really late as well. I'm still building drones right now.
Try to get.
I should have had an overlord building.
Let's get the queens first, of course.
Oh man. So I try to build 2 queens. I realize I'm supply blocked. I start an overlord. I cancel the queen. I start a third base.
Start that.
So sloppy. I'm realizing I'm making mistakes. Focus, Pig. Focus. Right. You can see me. I haven't played this scenario against someone this good before.
Here
and I assume he's just going to play the same shit he always does. And that's really lazy for me because off this sort of opening, there's no way he plays a completely normal game. So I should have been a lot more actively scouting, really trying to figure out what is he trying to do. And I should have been taking some extra safety precautions.
A new queen has emerged.
Turn that audio down up in the main.
So I said, okay, he's probably going to put his Stargate down in the main base.
Ling speed, because it could still just be adepts coming across. I don't want to.
I'm going to get Ling speed to deal with adepts. I mean, these are all decent things that I'm doing.
Kind of late.
But the big thing I should be doing against an opening like this, there's so many crazy follow-ups, and that you really should be checking for them. So you should always be checking the map for hidden expands, proxies. Everything else I'm doing is okay here, but once again, hitting a small supply block on 44. Third base is almost finished, so it'll pop me out of it. But you can see just a little bit of inefficiency, and I should already have had these Zerglings across the map because I'm like, wait, I assume he's going a Stargate in that main. I haven't checked. That Overlord should be poking back in. These Zerglings should be poking in. They're so late across the map. So I come in, I go,
Gateways?
cannon and a
Interesting.
gate? I
I
say,
don't think he's
interesting.
going Stargate then.
Alarm bells better be ringing, Pig. Why are alarm bells not ringing? Okay, he's obviously playing super safe in the follow-up with the cannon. He's worried about me just doing a silly all-in. But my Overlord is going in so late, and I still have not checked the map for proxies.
It's going Twilight. Might just be
Our
a blink
forces are
order.
under attack.
And I go, oh, it's a Twilight. Look at the main mini base. Oh, it's a proxy oracle. No, I'm so unprepared. I'm so unprepared. And I'm really low on queens. Remember, my queens are really late, so I'm having to run drones away. I mean, this is so bad. That queen in the main went haywire because my queens aren't even control grouped right now because these are just injecting queens. They're not really defense queens. I was not expecting to deal with this, so I was so unprepared. And you know what?
That's always a very common answer to this sort of opening.
I'm like, yeah, proxy oracle after cannon rush. This is the most normal thing in the world. I should have been treating this like I was playing a random shithead on NA. And instead, I'm like, oh man, I took some damage, but I'm like, oh, it's okay. I'm okay. Let's just get back to the normal game. And this is where I make the biggest mistake of this series. I'm like, oh, okay, you're gonna now go your Void Ray build. Wait a second, guys. His only Stargate is proxied on the map and I'm depowering it right now. How is he ever gonna be doing that? How is he ever gonna be doing that? It doesn't make any sense. Sorry guys, I'm talking a lot more during this series than I thought, so sorry for talking over myself. But yeah, how is he ever gonna be doing that? Pig! Why are you going Hydras? You need a Roach Warren. You saw a Twilight Council. I've completely forgotten about the Roach Warren at this point because I was scrambling to defend the Oracle. I'm like, okay, defended the Oracles. Let's get my Hydras up to deal with the Void Rays. Complete mental brain fart under pressure, playing against a god, and watch the minimap. Watch out front my natural guys. So there's 2 Oracles in the back. I'm like, yeah, we're just having chill times. And so what's he doing? Where is units? Oh, there's some Adepts and...
Oh, hello. That I was not expecting.
I should have been. Like I said, I saw...
What do we get? Oh, hello. That I was not expecting.
I should have been. Like I said, I saw the quick Twilight earlier, but then I didn't factor it in. The Oracles just kind of kept me busy.
Yeah, wow, well done.
They're after my drones.
Talk about a comical finish. Now I'm like, what's he doing? Oh, there's some Adept shading out of his base. I look at home, there's like 10 Adept shading into my natural. Oh my god. I'm just like, well, okay, we just got absolutely butted. Shout out to the Cannon Rush defense, though. I do think I actually held that completely fine. We were in an okay position, but you got to check for proxies and things after that because you have so much scouting around their base. The thing is, because their tech's so late, you can actually scout their tech really easily in this sort of game. Let's go back and have a little look at that, guys. So we're going to look at it. Remember that if we go right back in this game to like maybe 4 minutes, I can see all the tech in the main. A Zergling can poke the front and see. It's so easy to see what they're doing. That's why it's common for them to do a proxy afterwards, because it's the only way they can surprise the Zerg with their next step. It's super delayed tech already because they went for the Cannon Rush. And then if it's scouted as well, it's just like, oh man, you're in a terrible position as the Cannon Rusher. So Zest does a very smart, logical thing. Proxy Oracle into Glaive Adapt. And the thing is, he actually does this off like just 2 bases. He has no third on the way. If we defend that Adept attack off even 45 workers with a third up, I was actually in a good position in this game. He was mega committed to the double Oracle Adept attack, wiping me off the board. So if I'd gone for a Roach Warren after the proxy and said, oh, okay, we just need to worry about that Twilight Council follow-up, I would have actually been in an okay position in this game. But shout out once again to the Cannon Rush defense. Can I just gloat over the Cannon Rush defense, guys? You guys can criticize everything all you want, but I defended Zest's Cannon Rush and I am damned proud of that. So let's watch that one more time and gloat a little bit before we finish up this video. Okay, so he comes in. I actually didn't think it was a Cannon Rush. Normally, against any player who I would think would cannon, I would already have sent a drone down to fight that probe. But I'm like, Zest wouldn't Cannon Rush me. He's too good for that. And then he goes for it, and I'm like, oh, what? And I actually think that's a really bad first pylon placement, because he could have created a much bigger cage for himself, where he could have fit more buildings behind it. He makes it a little easier than it needs to be. But notice I'm splitting my drones up to get maximum surface area, and I'm manually targeting them on each pylon. So I'm splitting them up to attack each pylon. And like I said, I can't necessarily get rid of the cannon, but I can absolutely always depower it. So we're chasing this probe. We're trying to make sure he does not get extra buildings up. And as long as I chase both probes and I see that there's a danger area in the top, so I split that drone, get on up there, and we do defend that just fine. He has to cancel it and we get to go back to mining. But what was the big problem afterwards? I should have put more workers back on mining earlier.
There's a reason I always criticize Solar when he dies.
I should stop gloating. I should get my spawning pool started right now. Spawning pool, please, Pig, put it down, put it down. Don't worry about that probe. He's not going to do a second layer of cannon rush. He's a good player. I go into a little bit like I'm leaving a drone blocking the cannons as if he's going to do it again. A player of Zest caliber is never going to go for a cannon rush again at this. At this point, it's such a low percentage chance of working. It's just dumping minerals into nothing. So I didn't even need to leave a single drone on duty at this point because it's just not going to get anything up. If I started an Overlord here as well, was a bit quicker to get Zergling scouts out, I think maybe, just maybe, we could have actually done that one. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this little review of one of my favorite matches of this week, me getting punched in the face by Zest. You know, some people say like, for me, just getting to shake someone's hand, you know, they're like, I'm a big fan of Bruce. If Bruce Lee were alive and I could just shake his hand, it would make my day. Well, I got punched in the face by Zest, and I feel like it made me more handsome. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this type of video. We're going to bring back a few more of these for my favorite games of the week. We'll see you in the next video. Goodbye and good night.